Welcome to Adam Makes Beer, and my name is Adam. I hope everybody has had a fantastic November, early December here, if you can believe it already. It is December, ladies and gentlemen. This is my third winter in Cincinnati. It still feels strange to see homes decked out with Christmas lights and no snow on the ground, but I'm that boy from northern Michigan, and there's a little bit of snow up there. I don't know if they have much right now, but I will say this, I don't miss it. The only thing that is strange is seeing Christmas decorations with no snow on the ground, but we have a bunch of fun stuff coming up tonight. There's a lot of big stuff going on in my world professionally that we'll discuss and break down. We've had a lot of questions about Cartridge's acquisition by Saucy Brew Works out of Cleveland, and we will get into that, into my queue here of questions. So otherwise, we can start getting into it. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully everybody's had a great last month. I don't know, man. Thanksgiving was in there. Hopefully you had some, I think we're officially out of pumpkin beer season, right? Maybe. So maybe those beers are gone and we're kind of moving into legit stout season, boy. We've got a bunch of stouts coming on at Cartridge. We've got Holster, our hazelnut stout, which I have a full brew day for. Maybe the last episode, the recipe and tasting episode isn't up yet, but it will be shortly. We have an episode on a soon-to-be re-released beer, Excalibur, which is our, this year, 11.5% Imperial Stout with coffee from Seven Hills Coffee. Check them out in the greater Cincinnati area. What else? There's another, maybe we even have another stout coming up. Oh, we do. We have Buckshot. Buckshot is our peanut butter cup stout that we have, I think, episode 1 out for right now. You're going to want to dig in and see the rest of that series as it comes out. It was a fun one. It's the first time I've used a whole bunch of essentially like peanut powder, like that PB2 defatted peanut product. First time doing that, had a lot of fun with it, and fortunately had a bunch of success with it as well. That beer is on tap now in the tap room. You're going to want to check it out if you're local. What else? But that's kind of the deal. And so we may as well get to kind of the biggest thing that's been going on in my life the last month has been the fact that Saucy Brew Works out of Cleveland, Ohio, has purchased Cartridge Brewing. I have never been part of a business acquisition before. It's all very new. I don't know. It's new and kind of wild, right? Because it's interesting. So just a little background if you don't know. So I was born, raised in northern Michigan, went to school in Ohio for college, met my wife down there. We moved back up to Michigan, had our family. And we lived in the same house for almost 20 years. We're kind of deep roots people, right? We're not big risk takers. And then I was looking for something different. And we applied for this job at Cartridge. And I've been talking to them since 2019, when the powder factory there, the Peters Cartridge factory, was really just bones and dust and a bunch of garbage with no windows. I don't know, man. It's been a pretty big change. It's not something I've gone through before, as I said, but stuff like this happens. I am gonna say this, and this wasn't in my notes. I was a little irritated. I had a podcaster that we've never talked about here before, and I probably never will. Hit me up and kind of wanted to do what felt like a very kind of vulture-y kind of interview about the whole thing. And anyways, it didn't sit well with me. But end of the day, the brewery has been purchased, and I'm gonna hit the personal side of things first. First of all, I'm super thankful to Kyle and Lindsay Hackbarth and to Anthony Cook, the original founders of Cartridge. They were the ones that hired me to be the brewer there. The transformation of that space, the renovation of that old factory into that brewery, and then the developers put all the apartments. There's like 132 apartments there as well. It's a huge project. It's a huge project. It was a hell of a thing to pull off. Right now, we moved into the acquisition phase. They built a beautiful brand inside of a truly special location, and I'm not just saying that because I work there and they hired me. I really believe that it's a very unique place. It's beautiful. And they're doing really, really, really cool things there. With that said, the Saucy team has been over and above amazing. Really, really over and above amazing. I'm really excited for the future of working with them. It's no guarantee that when something like this happens that you're going to keep your job. Yeah, and so like I'm a father of 6. And I'm a sole provider for my family. My wife actually just went back into nursing a little bit. She picks up a couple days a month, but really sole provider. And we made this move down here, and it was a huge step to kind of have there's a lot of it's unsure times for a little bit, but then to find out that the people that are taking over want to keep you on, are excited to be working with you, different things like that. It's really, really wonderful, and I couldn't be anything beyond grateful. Continuing to be grateful, both for the founders of Cartridge, all the fantastic people I've worked with there. Some still there, some gone. I've worked with some really amazing people, but in getting into some of the nuts and bolts non-personal stuff there, the stuff that's not about me as far as all this goes. So the questions I've been getting, will we still be making beer? Absolutely. Very excited about it. We're still going to be making a lot of brands that we make right now. A lot of those decisions, though, are still up in the air. The differences between the two locations is Cartridge is I'm primarily a pub brewer there. When you're a pub brewer, you try to make the best beer you can. You throw it on tap. You don't worry about cost that much because the margins on beer that pours through your tap is very high. But Saucy is primarily a distribution brewery, and you have to think and brew differently when you do that. So it's going to be an awesome opportunity for me to add to my skill set as a pro. I feel like having all my pro career really be as a pub brewer and not a distribution brewer, there's a lot of positives to that. But one of the negatives is I'm not the tightest when it comes to, I don't know, like necessarily scheduling, like tracking costs, stuff like that, because it's not like the highest priority. And that might sound crazy, but it's true. It's true. And so I think this is going to be a great opportunity for me to grow kind of like on the professional organization financial side. Some of the other opportunities that I'm going to have to grow, which are very cool. We were just up there last week. Dude, their team was so amazing. I can't and this just isn't, I'm not just saying this because this is going over the airwaves and there's proof of this. Top to bottom, man, they were over the top, kind, enthusiastic about us joining. They're going to be beefing up my capacity to be able to work with the lab, gaining new skills as far as lab skills go. We're going to be having an opportunity I'm going to have the opportunity to learn new techniques. Every time you work with another brewer, you can learn new techniques, right? There's going to be new techniques, new ingredients. And the other exciting thing is new creative minds to bounce ideas off of. The head of brewing ops up there, Eric, and I have had some really exciting conversations thus far on some creative things that we want to be doing. I'm sure we'll be talking about that as time goes on. What are you going to see different from Cartridge? We probably are going to be distributing some Cartridge beers out of the Cincinatti location. I'll be working with them on dialing in recipes and everything like that, which is another great opportunity for me. They have this awesome, basically fully automatic BrewCon, which is, I mean, it's like a Lamborghini to compared to my. I don't. Well, I mean, you don't want to disparage because it's not like that. But the system I brew on right now is fully manual. I'm opening every valve. When I want something to speed up, I'm like feathering a valve open a little bit. Like, but what they work with is it's computerized, right? And you have like a lot of control. It's exciting. It's exciting from a brewer's perspective to say like, oh well, I can just do something repeatably. I can just like do something over and over the same way, which is, you know, a big goal because it's difficult to track progress with the beer unless you have repeatable process. So that's one of the interesting things right there. So we will be seeing some of Cartridge beers go into 12-ounce cans up there. We've just been doing 16 here at the pub. So you're probably going to see some of that beer hitting store shelves throughout the state at some point in 2023. I don't know what beers they're going to be or anything like that. That's all premature at this point. I know we're going to have some Saucy beers at Cartridge. We're going to have Cartridge beers at Saucy. They have 5 total locations right now, I believe, 5 or 6. I think it's 5. Our beers will be on tap there. We just shipped out a skid of Up the Hill, our award-winning Munich Helles, and Leaded, our award-winning Coffee Amber. So you're going to see those beers popping up at their different locations. If you don't know, they have a location in Cleveland, Sandusky, Detroit, Columbus, and now you're in Cincinnati. There might be another one in there, I'm not sure. So you're going to see that happening, which is cool in my mind. It's going to be a good way to get some beers out there that maybe don't move super hot in the pub. There's some big beers that we do like Excalibur that we sell in like 10-ounce pours that, you know, it doesn't fly out of our place. So the cool thing is I'll be able to do a batch. I'll hold some back for my spot and then we'll hit up other locations and we'll be able to move that stuff. So that'll be fun. The question from WD in the chat asked, was there a conversation about you filming with the new owners? Yeah, they're super cool with it and super supportive. We'll see the direction that it goes. I'm going to be having a meeting with their marketing team and stuff like that, and we'll make decisions on, you know, what works best for all parties. Yeah, so I'll have more to come on that as the days go by. We do have September and June in the chat. Look at this and popping off with that star next to his name. That handsome star next to his name for the little what do we call that thing? What was that? Yeah, the Brewer's Apprentice, baby. Woo! Here we go. The cartridge will stay cartridge. All right. That's the other question I forgot to include, which Jamie just asked. Yeah, man, it's still going to be called Cartridge. They love the space. They love the branding. Founders did a great job with that stuff. So yeah, we'll be keeping that. There's going to be some changes and evolution with what is done in the tap room potentially. We'll see. I know. I think we probably have some more TVs coming. Few different things. We'll see what they do. We have a lot of space there. It's kind of separated between like a dining area and the bar area. So there's some different possibilities with directions they could be taking things. But nonetheless, we are excited. And yeah, they've been supportive about the me recording stuff, which I was concerned about. But we'll see how that moves forward. As far as I know, they like the content that I'm making, and they're cool with me doing it. So yeah, I mean, what's not to like thus far? I'll be able to tell you more as we go. You know, right now, you know, I've got a job. Like I said, they've been over the top kind and enthusiastic about us joining the team, and so I have nothing but high hopes going forward. And I'm not just talking. I'm in that space, so really excited about it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.